And just for our faith, I want us to see how the Lord spoke January 26, 14 years ago, and says there's going to be a breakthrough on this day. And so here we are in the friendship group, and so I'll tell the dream real quick. So in the dream, IHOP, and now this was 2001 that I had the dream, IHOP was all getting ready to go on a journey. And on this journey, we knew that we were going to be tested and tried and proved and made ready. And we knew at the end of the journey that we were going to be given those clean white turbans and rich robes, and we would have charge over his courts and access to the angelic. And so we were looking to that day, but we knew that we were going to be on a severe journey, like the severe testing. And the Lord told us ahead of time, it's going to be long and it's going to be hard, but if you'll endure and stay with it, the day of deliverance will come. And so that happens where we start going on this journey, and fast forward, we've been on this journey for some years. And I mean, in the dream, it was kind of epic. We were swimming oceans, we were climbing walls, we were leaping over things. We were like, this is awesome. But what we weren't ready for was right at this transition, at the end of the dream, right before we were going to be delivered, we were not ready for the rage of Satan in our ear, the accusation, and in the dream, literally this fog, where now we're still asked to swim the oceans and climb the walls, but there's a fog, and we can't even see our way forward. And then right when we think that we cannot make it, the Lord delivers us. And he comes and he does what Alan was doing in the natural, where he was, the Lord rebuke you, Satan. This one I have chosen. And I named you already. I chose you. And he was declaring who we were. And the fog lifts, and we find ourselves in this big auditorium, and Mike's on the platform, and we no longer have the fog, and we see with clarity the future, and we can't believe all that God had brought us through, and his kindness and his wisdom to lead us this far. And all we want to do is worship, which is obviously the reason we signed up, this one thing. All we want to do is worship, and we have this pent up worship that we're ready to explode. And Mike, before this happens, before we can explode in worship, he says, as Mike would say, we need to just highlight, the Lord's highlighting this moment, January 26th. And he says the date in the dream, and then we begin to worship.
This is 14 years ago. And so the January 26th, you guys have this, and